Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the transit moon sextile or trine one's natal ascendant. Now, one way this may manifest, or I should say, this could manifest in feelings, emotional needs, reactions, family. These things can be in harmony with the physical body. If moon is about the mood, how you feel. So if you're trying to do something, as far as working out vigorously or any activity connected with the physical body, well, this is a time where you may be more in the mood to do so. The transit doesn't last very long. If you're using a 3-degree applying aspect, 2-degree separating aspect, you're looking at around 10 hours or so. The transit lasts roughly, and it's not really that long. So if this is happening and occurring during the daytime, this is definitely, it could really be an auspicious time to be doing something. As far as physical, activities go, I mean, if it's, your natal ascendant is in Virgo, say, it could be just, doing a lot of work. Virgo's rising can often be workaholics. Could be a lot of cleaning or organizing or even defragging in some cases. A computer for the natal ascendant is in Taurus. It might be doing things that require a lot of latent energy behind their powers of endurance. And it could be doing something that requires like a lot of endurance, like long distance running or some. This is something. When you have this transit, the ascendant is also about the appearance. So you might be feeling better about how you appear to others. If the ascendant is in Gemini, it could be a very youthful countenance. It may be, where you're a little happier regarding how you look, as opposed to other times on average. And it may be something where if you're trying to do something, and as far as your appearance goes, and make yourself look, in your opinion, better than what you already are. This is the time where you might feel more like doing so. Um, and also, too, the moon is connected with the mother and the family. And these people are likely going to be more in favor of your appearance and also your outlook on life. And if the ascendant is in Capricorn, the outlook on life, so this could be somewhat negative or pessimistic. But this is a time where where the family, prominent women in your life, the mother may see you as really just being, very structured and disciplined as far as your being realistic as far as the outlook would go. Again, using Capricorn ascendant as an example. Now, the ascendant is also connected with our vitality and energy. So this is a time where you would likely have the energy and vitality to do things which you feel like doing, like what you may need at this time. Of the Then the transit moon is in Gemini. It could be simply communicating, taking a lot of short journeys, being mobile, to be doing things with the hands, require manual dexterity, such as auto refrigeration mechanics. And the ascendant is also connected with first impressions. So this is a time where, this could be a very excellent opportunity. If this happens during this transit, I would say, like, if you're going for an interview and you're trying to make a first impression on somebody, on a potential supervisor, this could be that time where you can really, it could be very auspicious. If the ascendant, say, is in Virgo, could be a time where you come across, as very cerebral, analytical, as somebody that's very detail oriented, precise. Virgo rising often likes to be timely um, and punctual. So it would be more of a time for Virgo where those positive traits can be seen more readily by a prospective employer if you are trying to make a first impression on somebody, such again as a prospective employer. Now, the ascendant is also about new beginnings. So this is a time where you'd be more apt to be in the mood to start something new um, in your life. If you have the ascendant in Aries, say, it could be doing some of firefighting or welding or carpentry as an example, and even having really the energy at the same time to do it. Aries rising can often be very energetic And this would be a good transit to doing things, to feeling like doing things that would be associated with new beginnings, making new starts. And it's also a time too where you could react. I mean, Moon is about reactions and responses, and if there's something going on with the physical body that needs to be taken care of, there's some trauma or there's some physical injury, this is a time where you're more apt to respond to it and take care of it, go to a physician, whatever needs to be done. If the natal ascendant is in Gemini, say it could be something with the arms, the hands, the shoulders, or the nerves, or something with the breathing or lungs, as an example. And it could also be a time too where, I mean, the ascendant is associated with, it could be associated with a grandparent, and also some people that were prominent in your early childhood. So this could be a time where you're more in the mode for to dealing with these people, and you might have more of a need for these people in your life at this point in time, more so than usual. And you're more apt to respond if these people have some kind of need at this time. This is more of an opportunity where you can do something in terms of helping them out and being responsive to what they're what they may need, whatever is going on with them, whatever it is, the reason is you need to be in contact with them, or they're contacting you. Say it's more of an opportunity to respond to them at this time, more so than usual. Now the ascendant is also about defense mechanisms, and it can be where you might have more, let's say, more emotional ability control over these, because defense mechanisms can often be negative. Say if the ascendant is in Taurus, it could be someone that puts on stubborn or obstinate front or facade when the situation might not be secure, you're unsure. And this is a time where you can maybe control just general defensive energy. If the natal ascendant is in the zodiac sign Cancer, say, then Cancer rising, of course, can project outwardly very can sometimes project outwardly very defensive energy anyway. Could be a result of an unintentional slight. Somebody could be making a generic statement, and Cancer rising, they think he or she is referring to him or her personally. And there's more ability to control, I would say, emotional responses as far as being defensive at this time as well. And the ascendant is connected with the qualities, the attributes that are naturally expressed. So, prominent women in your life scheme, the family, the mother, more apt to be in favor of these things, more so than usual at this time. If the natal ascendant is in Libra, say, it could be very charming, diplomatic, tactful, sociable qualities that are projected naturally. And these people are more apt to be in favor of this, more so than usual at this time. And again, the transit is not a prolonged or protracted transit. It does only last around 10 hours or so on average, but it's still a good opportunity as far as your relations, let's say, with your family in general, and how they perceive you at this time. And the ascendant is connected with the outer demeanor, and this is a time, again, when most people that I described before, prominent women in someone's life scheme, the mother, family in general, these people are more in favor of your outer demeanor, would likely be more in favor of your outer demeanor at this time, more so than usual. If the natal ascendant is in Sagittarius, it could be very jocular and jovial and effervescent outer demeanor, as an example. Now, this could also be a time where you may feel more like embarking on new beginnings, which is the ascendant. Let's say, for example, if the natal ascendant is in Aries, it could be to playing, doing some taking up a combative sport, like football, or learning to, some kind of, fighting skill, which is associated with the sport, like karate or boxing or wrestling. Or even new Aries new beginnings could also be welding or firefighting, as some other examples. Now, also too, the mother and family, which is the moon, can be more in favor again of the qualities that you naturally project and express, which is the ascendant. If the natal ascendant is in Sagittarius again, okay, could be a very jocular, optimistic, and expansive front or exterior, and Sagittarius associated with the qualities I just described, and also the exterior, the facade, of course, that's the Ascendant. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back, but anyway, also too, this could be a time where it could be very auspicious to respond, which is the moon, to someone from your early childhood or a grandparent. Now, let's say, for example, if the Ascendant is in Scorpio, it could be these people, maybe a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply embody those characteristics. It could also be a time where you more easily, you might be able to readily bring feelings, which is the Moon, out outwardly, which is the Ascendant. You're talking about a good relationship between the Moon and the Ascendant at this time. Now, let's say if, for example, if the transit moon is in Gemini, it could be very manifold, varied feelings, which Gemini is connected with things that are manifold and varied, and feelings, of course, is the moon. And it's also more of a chance, I'd say, an opportunity for you to be having dealings with the public at this time. If you're a salesperson, as an example, that could be more an auspicious time to be dealing with the public, because the public may be more in favor of what you're projecting outwardly. If you're, say, if your ascendant is in Gemini, it could be a very vivacious, type quality, and loquacious, very articulate, verbose type of energy, and quick thinking. And maybe this is where that could be more positive for you, as that in that example. If you are Gemini rising, you're having this transit, and you are somebody that is a person that's dealing with the public regularly. So anyway, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.